Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've missed you guys so much. Well, I thought it would be fun to record a YouTube video, but I didn't know we were gonna do it the second I wake up. But it'll be fun. And this is my first video of 2023. And if people are watching this like years after, you'd be like, you're that old? But this is actually just turned 2023. It's still January of 2023. So I would like to do a little bit things that are not too exciting, like my past videos. I'm just gonna do something simple for my first video in 2023. I thought it would be fun to learn a little lesson for 2023, maybe keep a resolution for this, and read a new book called The Sour Grape. And you might think this is a familiar book, because the author and illustrator are actually Jory John and Pete Oswald, same authors of the books The Couch Potato, The Good Egg, The Bad Seed, The Smart Cookie. Which one? What other ones? Did I miss any? Oh, and The Cool Bean. And you can also find it at the end. See, The Bad Seed, The Good Egg, The Cool Bean, The Couch Potato, and The Smart Cookie. So their most new and recent book is The Sour Grape. So this is so great if you've read this book already, but if not, go ahead and listen. And I will tell you the lesson of this book at the end of the story. Here we go. The Sour Grape by Jory John and Pete Oswald, from #1 New York Times best-selling tea. So I'm going to read this part first. I'm a sour grape. I have a bunch of grudges against everybody I know. Grr. But maybe there's a sweeter way to roll. I'm not going to read the rest because you'll find out the rest throughout the book. The Sour Grape. Here we go. I'm a grape. A sour grape. Grr. If somebody upsets me, I'll remember it. If somebody wrongs me, I won't forget it. If somebody insults me, I'll never ignore it. Nope. See that banana over there? That banana slipped and bumped into me, so I'm holding a grudge. See that orange? That orange didn't call me back for a week. Grudge. See that lime? That lime borrowed my scarf and never returned it. Grudge. I suppose I've got pretty thin skin for a grape. Nobody steps on this grape. Grr. Granted, it wasn't always this way. I grew up in a close-knit bunch. There were about 3,000 of us in our little community. We were sweet to each other. You look nice today. So do you. No, you do. We all lived on a vine. Sure, it was a bit claustrophobic, especially when we were trying to get ready in the morning. Are you done in there? Come on! Occupied. But my family was ripe with humor, goodwill, and warmth. We did our best with what we had. Are you going to finish that? My grandparents visited on the weekends. We'd stroll in the sun, and they'd teach us whatever they knew. They said that it takes a bunch to raise a good seed. They said that good grapes roll their own way in life. They told us to be kind, forgiving, considerate, and grateful. Or grateful, my grandpa said with a wink. Above all, no matter what life throws at you, and there will be a lot, try to stay sweet, my grandma said. Indeed, we all said in response. And for a while, I was the sweetest of sweet. I said please, I said thank you. I brushed aside life's little annoyances. I knew how good I had it. Oops, no problem at all. But then, one day, something changed in me. It was my birthday. I had vigorously planned a big party for weeks. I sent out invitations with the date prominently displayed. Get this, I wheel, a magician, and a hayride. I had snacks upon snacks upon snacks. The highlight of my party, though, was a fireworks display, which would happen at sundown. I stood out front and waited for folks to arrive. I had a gigantic smile on my face. I waited. Everybody was a little late. It seemed. No big deal, no big whoop. So I waited. A tumbleweed rolled by. Coyote howled in the distance. Oh! The sun sank behind the hills, and I waited. Nobody showed up, and I mean nobody. By the time the fireworks show started, with me as the sole spectator, I was scowling. I considered everybody I'd invited, and the only one thought that came to my mind: grudge, 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 grudge. After that, my personality became something else entirely. I went from a sweet grape to a bitter grape to a snappy grape to a snappy grape. Who moved my chair? And finally, I became a sour grape. Guys, write in the comments below, why do you think the sour grape? Do you think the sour grape should be this mad, or do you think he should have a little understanding? We'll know later in the book. I started minor grudges that eventually became major grudges. Why don't you watch where you're going? I scowled so much that my face got all squishy. You know what? Don't even bother calling me back. I took my grumpiness out on others. Are you ever going to return my scarf? And that's just how it's been, day after day, week after week, month after month, grudge after grudge. I was getting ready to meet up with my friend Lenny, the only fellow I know who's as sour as I am. Lenny and I usually go to the park, where we sit on a bench and rant about stuff. But just as I was heading out the door, I bumped my knee. Oof! After I bandaged up myself, I discovered I had a flat tire. Then I missed the bus, and the next bus was late. Finally, I got off at the wrong stop. Sheesh. By the time I arrived at the park, it was getting dark. Lenny was fuming and furious with a frown and a furrowed forehead. What do you guys realize there? It's all F's. He's so mad. Would you be this mad? His face looked all squishy. We agreed to meet at exactly 4 o'clock. You are 3 hours late. I tried to explain why I was so tardy, but Lenny wouldn't listen. He'd already made up his mind. He'd formed a huge grudge, and he wouldn't budge. I couldn't believe it. How unfair, I thought. How ridiculous, I thought. How similar to the way I would react. Lenny was pretty worked up. He was pacing back and forth, emitting occasional grumbles. His tone was tart, so I gave him a little space. Besides, it was nice out. I noticed the sky changing colors, the melodic chirping of birds, the evening breeze, the buzz of the park's insects coming alive at night. I suddenly felt grateful and peaceful and calm. Had I been missing all the simple beauty because I was too busy complaining? Meanwhile, old Lenny stormed off, muttering something about disrespect and lack of consideration. And I'm pretty sure I heard him add a little grrr too. I walked home. I pulled a dusty box from under my bed. There were old family photos inside. I spotted myself in one of those pictures. I was so sweet. I knew that little Grape from the photo was still a big part of me, deep down. It would just take some work to get back there. In that exact moment, I found my invitation. I had sent out my infamous birthday party, the one where nobody showed up. It said May 31st. But wait a minute. Here. My birthday was on May 21. Alas, I told everybody to come on the wrong day. It was my fault. I realized nobody's perfect. Not even me. After that day, I started noticing other things too. Like how remaining sour all the time is so draining. I'd wasted so much energy holding grudges when I could have easily cleared the air if I'd felt hurt. And yes, I still get upset from time to time, but that's okay because now I talk and I listen and I work things out instead of just walking away. My sourness is fading. I'm letting go of all my grudges and hey, it's working. Slip-ups happen. I'm glad you're just okay. Aw, thanks. That scarf looks sublime on you. Why don't you keep it? Really? You're the best. So sublime is I don't think it's an actual word, but he just added a line because it's a line. Orange, glad we got to playing catch. I'm so grateful that we did. He's a grape. Sure, sometimes I get a little frustrated. Sure, sometimes I let out a little when I'm frustrated. Like this. But I move on. My face is less squishy too. And don't worry, things are okay with Lenny again. Gosh, I'm so late. You must be furious. No big deal, my friend. You know what? If you look at things in the right sort of way, and if you remember to be kind, considerate, forgiving, and grateful, life can be pretty sweet. Yes, indeed. So I hope you liked the book. Personally, I just read it because it's a new one, and I loved it, and I think it has such a great lesson. And if you said that he should have been mad, maybe, yeah, but he should have let it go after a while. It was his fault. And I think the most important lesson in here is to be forgiving, grateful, and kind, because sometimes it can be our mistake and nobody ever really admits to their mistakes a lot. So if you're like the sour grape, remember to always be kind to everybody and forgive. Maybe it's a big mistake, but you got to learn to forgive. It's a little mistake. Forgive people. It's the right thing to do. Trust me. And yes. Always make sure you have the right date on your invitation. What? You might write a party invitation on the wrong day and spend all that money on your party supplies, and then nobody shows up. And then on May 31st, people just showed up and there's nothing there. Okay. I really hope you guys enjoyed the book. If you guys have any suggestions of another book I should read, write it in the comments below. Or if you know me personally, you can tell me personally. And don't be a sour grape. And read all these other books. Tell me if you want me to read the other books in the series. Do not be a bad seed or a couch potato. Be the good egg, the cool bean, and the smart cookie. Okay? Thank you guys so much for listening to this book. Have a great new year. And I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I love you all so much. Bye.